We've got to be very careful with this insurance industry because it's still on fire, and we've got to figure out a way to get through the hard market that we're going through. Let's dive in and go over kind of where we came from, what's happening now, and then how we can fix the insurance industry in the future, looking at it from an agent's perspective. How do we grow as an agent or an agency, and how do we get through this hard market, so to speak? So I want to make this video just to kind of show you, I know this channel is kind of about my journey and a lot of the things that I do as an agency, and there's things that you can join with us if you want, and I'm trying to put a lot of free stuff out for you as far as like marketing materials, stuff like that. In general, the problem that you run into is another video that I'm going to be making, which is the regulations kind of stop you from doing things like we do today. If you look back at the history, insurance was kind of like a wild, wild west where you could essentially go at any point in time and sell a policy. You didn't have to record the phone call. You didn't have to verify that this was okay. You didn't have to do all of these checks. And I get it. And I actually like a lot of the rules and regulations because it stops a lot of those shady agents, so to speak. But in general, what that's kind of created is a pause or a slowdown of business. And what the industry has quickly become is how do we fit the regulations and how do we get past this? How do we make these call centers or these quick one-stop shops where we can quote a guy in 2 minutes, sell him within 7, and then move on to the next guy? Those do work, don't get me wrong, but for longevity, those customers have zero loyalty. They don't care if you are a good agency, they just want to move on to the next price. And you pick up a lot of scammy type business mixed in there. So you're going to have a lot more claims, you're going to have a lot more calls, you're going to have a lot more back-end work. And so how do we get through all of those pieces to get to a profitable agency in the market that we have today? Well, if you follow suit with all of the other agencies out there, or as far as all of the insurance companies, they've shut down. This whole market has either raised their prices or they're completely eliminating your ability to move forward with a quote. Yeah, 1 out of 100 people can get through these barriers that they're putting through. But at the end of the day, for you as an agency owner, does it make sense for you to put all of those 99 people through those binds and through those tests and through the registration proof and all of those things that it takes versus doing what most agency owners are doing or most agencies are doing, which is pivoting over to commercial. If you've done personal lines or life insurance or health insurance or any of those scenarios, a lot of people are moving towards the commercial industry, and that's not the answer to this video because commercial is starting to feel those same pains to where they're having a lot more claims. A lot of people have joined the industry that shouldn't have, as far as like commercial drivers, commercial companies, and depending on the election, there might be a lot more businesses starting up depending on funds that are being given out or not. That's another video for another channel, not mine. But in general, that growth that we may see can cause a lot of really good business here. Again, same issues. I'm not saying that commercial is not the answer to a lot of things. It's helped our agency quite a bit, but the personal lines is the one where it's kind of been that stability. And that stability has essentially fallen apart. It was 63% that all of these CEOs are focused on technology. And they're expecting technology to fix a lot of these issues, which it probably will. And I'll kind of explain what we're doing to get ahead of it. But the industry in general has become more and more of a fight to keep a customer even insured, period. Not switching companies, just keeping them to keep insured. So now we're kind of fighting, okay, now all the scams and all the things are starting to become what they are because of a lot of the pricing, a lot of the market and the way that it is now. So yes, the industry is still on fire. There are a lot of changes that are happening. They're going to switch it. The technology can and probably will fix a lot of it. Downfall to that is we've created a market to where people, companies, truck drivers, customers, homeowners, auto owners, all of these people are now expecting that result. They want the AI to kick in, but they want you to verify it. Because we don't necessarily trust AI and we don't trust the automations yet at this point. So we're kind of at the point where we have to lean on them because they are essentially an answer or a fix to a really rough solution. A lot of people don't realize they're not going to like the answer because the AI will probably come back with here's what the rate should be. And companies are going to have to decide, do we take a 20% loss or do we actually do the pricing that makes us profitable, right? So at least in the next year. Going after that, I think it's going to kind of calm down, and people are going to be happier with what is coming out. But they want you as the agency or the agent to have the availability. Now, we actually have built some of it. We communicate through a lot of pre-planned automations that we've put in place that saves the agent time, but it connects where we do appointment booking. So now we actually build appointments to where that person talks to the live person, not having to go through the technology, even though they know that the technology is working on their behalf, at least on our side. So is this industry going to go under? Absolutely not. If anything, it's going to get better. The downfall that you're going to find with it getting better, and when I say better as far as like the growth, companies are going to be growing, agencies are going to be selling, people are going to be switching. When it's a tough market, people shop. Right now, everybody's shopping. So really the time to market, if you can find a niche or a fit, whether it's life insurance, car insurance, home insurance, you're doing commercial trucking, you're doing office buildings, you're doing group medical plans, Medicare, all of those things, no matter what you're doing, if you find that niche and you find an area you're competitive, not necessarily always price, you're just competitive to where you can pull in customers, get them to know, like, and trust you, build those relationships, and then grow, then you should be marketing to that scenario. For us, we do a ton of YouTube content. You got the brand. This is not what this is not the channel, but this is the Think Insurance brand is marketing all over. I think we got 530 leads last month just have filled out quotes. They want to talk. They're looking to shop. Prices are going up. And we're able to help a ton of them. So there's a lot of that we're working towards. By the way, if you are an agent, home and auto, and you're looking to get some free leads, because we don't do all of these states. We're not licensed in every state. So there's like 300 leads that we just give out. We don't charge anything at this moment. We haven't charged anything for probably 4 years. So it's like we want to give back and focus on the customer more than anything. So if you know what you're doing, you've been doing it for a few years, I'll try to put a link in the description below where you can register and be part of that program. In general, focusing on what you're good at. So we are really good at home, auto, and we do quite a bit of trucking insurance. So we're actually really good in the trucking industry as well. So those are like our three pieces. And there's other things that we can do, but we focus on the main things that we're great at. We know how to market it. We know how to grow it. We know how to work with it. And because of that, we're able to grow as an agency and actually be successful in this industry. Now, are we lighting everything on fire and blowing the doors off the walls? No. The market is still a hard market. It takes twice as many quotes, twice as long, and we have to individually go through companies because they're no longer in our rating software. Like half of them, it's a lot more work, a lot more confusion, but if you know what you're doing and you have the right focus and you can focus down that path, then you're going to be able to grow through that. So how do you get the technology to work in your favor? As far as insurance companies go, they're already putting those into motion. The AI is checking for fraud, which is super huge. That's going to save them probably millions upon millions of dollars. That's something that a lot of these big agencies never did. The other part is predictive models, so they're going to fix the pricing. When all of these companies have come together, there's going to be a few outliers some are a little too competitive, some are not competitive enough. You're going to kind of have those outliers, and that's the great part about what we do with being an agency. We can kind of grab some of those really competitive companies, and sometimes they're not competitive. We can mix them all together and find those fits for customers. But in general, what happens is those models are going to create that growth, and they're going to create that product to where the pricing is going to fall within this range. People are going to be right around that quoting range like we were before. And like I said, in the future, probably in the next 12 months or less, we're going to see these companies all start to open the doors back up. If they open up the doors again, now we've got the ability to start quoting. You as an agency need to focus on being a little bit more digital as far as the growth goes. It's not the end all be all. You could literally just use a Rolodex if you want, and you could grow an individual agency that way. There's a ton of videos on this channel, and I'll try to make some more if you're interested. Leave a comment below on what you're looking to learn about as far as like the home, auto, and P&C industry and all of the pieces that are involved with it. I do have a lot of people that do health and life, so if you're interested in that, I can kind of guide you to the right people to go with if you're looking for a network, if you're looking to join a company. All of the things are available. So at least none of it is being charged for at the moment. I've got a lot going on. So I'm just, right now, it's just give away as much as I can. So your next step is to focus on not necessarily what I have to do. It doesn't have to be done now. You don't have to move fast. You can take your time. Obviously, you've got to survive. So let's get the agency built correctly, get the foundation built correctly, know your client base, know your niche, understand the technology that can help you build that. You may need to talk with me or talk with the person you know about technology, and I can help you there. But if that's the piece, then you need to have the technology built, not necessarily created. It doesn't have to be running tomorrow. You don't have to have this huge path that took us several years to make, and you don't have to have that running again. Now, we actually have it available, and I'm trying to make it available to you if you want that, but different video. And then start focusing on the marketing piece. How do I market for free? How do I market through social media? How do I market through maybe buying leads? Not my favorite, but it's available. How do I market through word of mouth? How do I market through networks? Marketing is the biggest piece that you have to get down. And without the technology and the base, all of the things that you need to build this, it's not going to work. You have to have the puzzle pieces in the right order, or the whole foundation is just going to fall apart. So where is the industry going? It is going, yes, tech and all the things, but the pricing itself is going to level out. The doors are going to open probably in the next I'm calling it within the next 12 months. So probably before the end of 2025. We're going to have most of these carriers are going to be open. They're going to be tighter. So joining these companies is going to be a lot harder. Let me know what your thoughts are. Is that crazy thought? Like, these are what I'm seeing in all of the articles I read, between the 12 years I've been doing the insurance industry, between what I see going forward. I do a lot of videos on pricing, a lot of videos on this, a lot of growth models, and kind of the model that I've put together for our agency. I'd love to know your thoughts. Leave them in the comments below. Otherwise, if you want, YouTube thinks that you should watch this next. I'm Mark W. Flockhart. See you soon.